Okay, so this morning we are going to look at one of the RE/MAX tools that is available to you. It's a perk of membership, and that is LeadStreet. So if you have a laptop computer, I'm going to ask you to follow along with me. And by the way, what is the URL for RE/MAX Main Street?
I know that one. It's remax.backpage.com.
RE/MAX.net.
RE/MAX.net for you and .com for your customers.
There you go. So Main Street is what we call our online portal, our intranet for our company. It's just for RE/MAX associates and staff, and it's found at remax.net. That's very important because so many of our tools and services are accessible through this one website. In fact, over the next couple of weeks, as we do a series focusing on RE/MAX tools, I'm going to take one of our sessions and just introduce you to Main Street and just take you on a little tour of everything that's available to you through there. But today, we're going to look very specifically at one tool called LeadStreet. From Main Street, there are a couple ways to get there, but the simplest is just to go to My Leads under the quick links. Just as we did on Monday, we went to Design Center through My Designs. Now we're going to select My Leads. There we go. By the way, how many of you all have attended the regional LeadStreet training class? Anybody? Okay, well you're going to like today's class because this will not be overwhelming, I promise. I'm not going to try to do a full-blown orientation. I'm not even really going to focus on what they teach in the LeadStreet class. I'm going to put the emphasis on some other aspects of LeadStreet that you don't often hear about that I find very helpful. Having said that, when you log into LeadStreet, as we just did, the first thing that pops up is a calendar of regional training events, and you'll see that tomorrow morning there is a LeadStreet website training class. I would encourage you, if you're available and you haven't taken that class, to go to it. After today, Rebecca, it will be much more comprehensible to you, okay? Not so overwhelming. But having said that, I encourage agents in their first year with RE/MAX to go back to this training several times, because each time you'll grasp it at a little bit deeper level. So that's tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and then tomorrow afternoon they're going to do a brand new technology class on YouTube and Google Analytics. Those classes are all free. And if you'll just click on the link, it'll give you all the details, address, registration, all of that. Okay, so I strongly, strongly encourage that. So once you see your little message board pop up, you can close that window, which is what I'm going to do. And now we are at the home page of LeadStreet. So what I'm going to do is just take you on a little tour of what's available behind some of these tabs and headlines. And to start, I want to look at the headline box. The first paragraph says there's a new interface, which you don't really care about because it's all new to you. You didn't know the old. But the next paragraph under headlines is training. I'm going to click the little more button there so we can read the whole sentence. But it says LeadStreet webinars are listed in the training calendar on RE/MAX Main Street. Training materials for the new LeadStreet can be found on the Help tab, which is located by clicking on your name on the menu bar. Okay? And I'm going to go ahead and do that right now. We're going to come back to it later, but you see my name on the menu bar. I'm going to select it because I want you to see where all these help features are. And now you'll see we have a second blue bar of tab options. One of them is Help right here. I'm going to select that. And here, we're going to wait for it just a moment. It's going to upload. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got to click here. See the little click here icon right at the bottom? Right here. Here we go. Now we have all kinds of resources open to us. The LeadStreet 2014 overview webinar, if you click on that, you can sign up for it. The companion document you actually have in front of you right now. So I went ahead and printed that for you. which is just a little simple guide to the different functionality. But if you're looking for some very specific help, for example, on property search, Lead Street navigation, Lead Street 101, you've got links here to documents that you can download. Lead Street SEO search optimized pages. That's advanced stuff. But I just want you to know where to find it. Okay? And then you'll see, well, they're a little out of date on their webinars, but these are pretty much repeated. Getting started, lead management and incubation, website fundamentals, Design Center, and marketing listings with Design Center through Lead Street. Okay? All right. So now you know where to find help? Okay, so let's go back where we were. So I'm going to go back to the home page of Lead Street by just clicking on the home icon. And now I'm going to pull the tab down. I just want you to see this reports and summary at the bottom. If you decide to start using your Lead Street website as a lead generator, you decide to start putting some work into it, which we put some focus on early in the year. You're going to be building property pages, community web pages, neighborhood web pages, testimonial web pages. All those things will drive traffic to your website. You can actually chart your progress right here. My web client logins last 7 days, and customers, those are people who haven't logged in, but were on your website looking at properties. Now you'll see in my case, it's 0 web clients and 2 customers in the last 7 days. Is anybody impressed by that? You shouldn't be. Back when we were giving attention to that, I had driven those numbers up to over 100. 100 customers and probably 36, 40 web clients previous 7 days. So I was very intentionally putting focus on this as a lead generation tool. But as I shared with you, I've let all that go. It's still there, but I'm not actively continuing to pump fresh data into it because my network is providing all the business that I have time to handle. Okay? But if you want to keep a scorecard on your efforts, there you go. And many agents have made a lot of money on Lead Street. It is a very effective. If you like online, Lead Street will do anything that you want to do online. And there are agents who pay hundreds or thousands of dollars for custom websites with, drip campaigns built in and a CRM built in. You've got all that for free. Okay, so if you're attracted to that, Lead Street will do it. Okay, so this is the headline page. Now I want you to look over to the right side where it says Regional Resources. I'm not going to open up every one of these tabs, but there is some very cool stuff here I want to bring your attention to. First of all, have you ever gone on a listing presentation and wanted to communicate graphically all the places where you're going to be advertising your client's home? All the different websites. You may know that within HAR they provide a very nice graph, but here's one from Remax. Isn't that pretty slick? So what I would do on a listing presentation is print this, or if you're doing an iPad presentation, save this and import it into your presentation along with the HAR site. Because now you can say that you've got the same syndication resource that every real estate agent in Houston does through HAR, but then in addition to that, you layer on some of these that HAR does not syndicate to, okay? So basically, what you can tell your listing prospects is, I'm going to be advertising your home on every single significant real estate website in the country, okay? Because sometimes you will lose a listing if another agent comes in and talks about, I'm going to put your house on Zillow. I'm going to put your house on Trulia. And now you're able to demonstrate, oh, I'm doing all that and more. I'm doing the Wall Street Journal. I'm doing HGTV's website, front door, okay? Homes.com. It's going to be everywhere, okay? Okay, so let's close this. And I'm going to come right back here to our dashboard. I'm still on the right side of the screen, scrolling down. If you select PowerStart Lead Street Training, and I have to ask you, who's been to PowerStart? Anybody? Lisa, congratulations. If I had a piece of chocolate, I'd throw it to you.
y'all have been to
Yes,
Power
we've
Start.
been, yeah.
You've been? Okay. All right, got to be quick.
You know what, I think Tim did the Lead Street and I did the next day. and
Oh,
he
you
didn't-
did the website,
I need
that's
to
right.
do them, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, everybody needs to go to Power Start. I even tell our experienced agents, go once a year because stuff is always changing and it'll keep you up to date. Power Start is an introduction to all RE/MAX tools and services, not just technology tools, but everything else that we do to support your productivity. And through this link, which this takes you to a RE/MAX of Texas Regional News and Resources website, you can get information on when these classes are offered. I think we just click on it. Nope, that's not the link. Here we go. Lead Street. And now it's going to pull up the calendar.
Would you get resources?
I was under resources? Yes. Actually, I'm under resources right now.
Yeah, if you go to resources and then education,
Well, it's not a live. Here we go.
there should be a drop down under the resources box.
There it is, right there. 2014 Education and Training. And this will be the live. This is kind of where we were a moment ago. And if you'll go under Schedule, there it is. So this gives you the Power Start and Lead Street schedule for Houston for the remainder of the year. So if you can't make it this month, this gives you the opportunity to kind of do a little bit of plan ahead. There's no charge for any of these classes. And again, I've probably attended Power Start and Lead Street twice this year already myself. And I'm due to go back again because they have changed quite a few things. Okay. So let me see if there was anything else. Yes, I want to pull your attention to a couple more things still on the blue bar. You'll see this new home source login right here. How many of y'all have been there yet? Very interesting resource. I'm not sure that anybody knows about. But you select that and you come to basically an MLS for new homes. And you'll find properties here that are not on the MLS. I mean, a lot of builders are savvy to that they need to be on the MLS, but you'll find just about everything here. So for example, I'm just going to type in Wood Forest because we know there's a lot of building going on there. And let's just say we want 400,000 plus and find homes. So this would be helpful if you have a client who just wants new construction. Okay? And here you go. There's your options. Okay. Is that helpful to you? Kind of a hidden gem that most people don't know about. You will also find on here some links to Back Agent. So if you don't have a tab saved somewhere else, or you're working in Lead Street and like, I got to get that document uploaded, there's just a shortcut to it. And I'm not going to promote this, but I just want to mention it. There's another tab that says Realty Track Foreclosure. Is anybody focusing on foreclosure leads, foreclosure properties? Okay, I'm not recommending that you do, but if you were to, you've got to be on Realty Track. They are the nation's #1 source of foreclosure data. It is a paid service. I think our corporate rate's about $20, maybe $25 a month, but it will give you access to this amazing database. If you are targeting investors, Realty Track is a great source of information because through this you are able to buy properties below market. And that's typically what investors are looking at. They're not always in the best condition, so I wouldn't use this as a source for your mom and dad and 2.5 kids who want a house to live in. But for investors, it can be a great source of data. Okay? Most of those properties are not on the MLS because they're bank-owned properties. All right, so that's kind of an introduction to the home page. Did you see anything on this page that I didn't mention that piqued your interest? Because there's a lot we didn't touch on.
What about
Bank of America is a preferred relationship that RE/MAX of Texas has. Right here. So they want basically to be your lender, and so they're offering some tools to help you and your clients right here. Get pre-qualified. See that? Start there. Start right now. There you go. Okay? All right. So let's go back to our dashboard. We're going to leave the home page now, and I want you to select your name from the top blue bar. I just want to check a few things under your profile and make sure that it is up to date. Okay? So your screen should look something like this. Everybody there? Was that a no?
Yeah. I'm at the home page, ready to go.
Okay.
Just Tim, but I don't see.
Yeah, click on Tim then.
You're logged in as Tim then.
Right.
Okay. Okay, you're there? Okay, so all I want you to do is grab the blue bar on the right side of the page and pull it down. And make sure that the data that you're seeing is correct. Now, Kathy, in your case, you see where it says email settings? On the screen, it's right in the middle of the page. Okay. You probably have Tim's email address in there as the primary. Okay. If you want to list yours as a secondary, then you will both be notified of leads that come in. Okay? Okay, look with me now at instant acceptance. Do you have something in there? Your cell phone number and a mobile carrier? In my case, it's my cell number at vtext.com, V for Verizon. Okay. Hi, come on in. Good to have you here. Kathy, you good? Helen, you good? Okay, very good. That means that you are set up for instant acceptance of LeadStreet leads. Okay, and then just check your phone settings. Is all your contact data correct here? Direct, in my case, direct, mobile, and fax. Okay? All right. If you made any changes, you'll want to hit the Submit Changes bottom at the bottom left. If not, you don't need to hit anything. Okay? But now, before we leave, I want you to move from that gray tab that's highlighted, Settings, and go to Signature. That's the next tab. Here you have some options. Based upon the information on the previous page, you can decide where you want your header to appear. This is on all emails that go out from you. Okay? So this could be campaigns, drip campaigns, or if you're just sending email through LeadStreet. And you'll see the positioning is standard at the top, standard footer. You can put all the data in the right column, or you can customize it. Okay? I kind of like all that at the bottom. I've done it right side and bottom, but you can do it any way you want if you have a preference. Okay? That's for control freaks. You can make it exactly like you like. Now, click the Photo tab, which is the next one on the string. Does everybody have a photo in there? One that you're proud of? Helen? No?
No, I need it to resize it.
Okay. You don't know how to resize? Do you know how to send an email?
Yes.
Okay. Somebody help Helen out. How can we get this photo resized?
Send it to you.
Bad answer.
E-care.
E-care, thank you. So send that photo as an attachment, ecare@remax.net, and tell them you need it resized for your LeadStreet profile. And if that's the case, you might need it resized for your Main Street profile as well. Is that true? Okay. So eCare will do that for you. All right. Now, let's go all the way over to View Website. You see that tab? Select that. By the way, did you know you had a free website? Do you know how to find it? There are multiple ways to get there. This is just one, okay? And this is just mine. There's all kinds of ability that you have to customize this. I mean, you can make it sing and dance and put all kinds of personal pictures. It'll do anything you can imagine. And they teach that in the regional Lead Street website classes. So I'm not going there today. But there's a function which we're going to see as we continue our navigation called Site Builder, where it's very easy to customize this. Okay? By the way, can anybody read my URL? What's the address of my website? franklistens.com. Remax did not give that to me. Okay? I went to GoDaddy and bought it, and then pointed my Remax Lead Street website to that, because that's a whole lot nicer than your default URL. So I have to ask, has anybody else purchased what's called a vanity URL yet? Kathy, what are y'all using?
Yeah, we bought a couple around the Woodlands.
Yes. Are you pointing your Remax website to that?
That's what I need to do. We probably have like 5 different ones. So I did go to that training, but I need to go again. It was too overwhelming.
Do you know who else can help you with that? Somebody help her. eCare. They can do that for you. Now, you don't want to send them an email for that purpose. So I'm going to give you their phone number. If you don't have this on speed dial, you will want to do that. So let me look them up in my contacts. I got fat little fingers and a little bitty phone, so sometimes it takes me a moment to dial in.
I had to do it to change my password, I think.
Okay, 888-398-7171. And if you have not purchased a vanity URL yet, I'm going to recommend strongly that you purchase it at GoDaddy.com. There's lots of providers out there. GoDaddy, they're all fairly inexpensive. GoDaddy is as cheap as you'll find, but the real reason I'm sending you there is their management tools. They make it super simple to point websites, and if you purchase multiple URLs, which I will recommend that ultimately that you do, I probably own a dozen of them myself, it makes it really easy to manage all of them. And they don't always spam you, trying to sell you other products and services like the other URL providers. Okay, that's my experience. Okay, so get a nice URL that you can put on your business cards and all of your marketing materials and that you can remember. Okay, I can remember Frank Listens. So find one that appeals to you that's very simple. Okay? All right, so we have gone through basically the bulk of the profile settings under your name, just to make sure we're all set up appropriately. Now we're going to go up to the primary navigation bar. So, but to reset, let's just click on the home icon and go back to the beginning. Now, if you were to click on leads, we'll go ahead. I'm not going to spend time here, but I just want to show you what's here, because otherwise you're going to be wondering. This is going to show you recent leads that you have been offered and what has happened to them. And you'll see that I was offered a lead on July 15th. It was an original lead, and I missed it. Okay? I don't know how that happened. As soon as it popped in, I accepted it, but it says I missed it, and I did, because I never got it. So, interestingly, it came in at 7:12 p.m. How many, at what point did I lose the ability to capture that lead? At what time? How many hours do you get to accept? That is exactly right. Because it came in after hours, I was given 2 hours, business hours, the next morning. So in this case, it actually would have been 10 o'clock. They would have started me at 8 a.m. and at 10 o'clock they would have offered it to somebody else who snagged it up. Okay?
You probably had your phone in vibrate because that was the day of our lead.
Is that what it was? Oh man, and that was probably the $1 million lead right there too. So wonder who's getting rich on that one. But you'll see here, there's some interesting data snapshot.
How did that lead get to you? Is it from your website that you have set up? And then how did they determine, when you didn't take it, how did they determine who got it next?
Yes, okay, and I think we're going to look at that.
Okay.
But every RE/MAX agent has the ability to select 10 zip codes. in which they want to accept leads. Or in my case, I've selected one zip code 10 times. Okay? I live in Tomball. My home zip code is 77375, so that's all I've put in there. Okay? That's probably hurting me. And I realized that as I looked at it this morning, because I haven't hardly gotten any leads at all. But I don't really want to go far afield. I don't have a lot of time to do that. So that's, you can, if you have 3 zip codes you want to focus on, put them all in, you know, 3 or 4 times. And it will increase your odds of getting a lead in that zip code. Okay? So I don't want to spend a lot of time on leads. When you go to the official Lead Street training, they'll go very in depth on this issue. Same thing with listings. Oh, you know what? Before we get away, I'm going to click on settings. Under, let me go back here, leads, because I think this is to your point, Kathy. Under leads, I'm going to click settings and cross my fingers. Yes, that's it. This is where you put in your zip codes. Then you'll see I've got 10 of the same thing. If you're going to be on vacation and you don't want to lose those leads, this is where you can forward them to the office, and Dana will forward them out to the property desk agent, or you can put in another specific agent or an assistant or a partner who's going to take those leads for you. Okay?
And you can print out a report when you get back saying which leads were forwarded over so you don't lose track of them.
Okay. All right. So that's,
Question.
yes.
Can I put Lisa in there for always?
Yes.
So that we're both, because she didn't have to check my emails all the time?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Okay. You got your money's worth? You glad you're here, CJ? All right, there we go. Just get something each time. All right, so now I am going to click the Listings tab. So I went from Leads to Listings, and it just gives you a quick snapshot of the listings in Lead Street that are associated with your MLS ID. So this shows I have 4 listings. I know you are very impressed by the strength of that listing inventory. All the way down to $72,000. That's a double wide trailer in Willis if anybody's jealous. Anyways, we got a cash offer $67,000. I can't wait for that closing. And I'm paying a 25% referral fee on it too. I say my title officer told me today, he said, you're not going to have enough money to buy a cup of coffee for your clients after that closing. So, but anyways, here's a reason to check this. I do have a couple other listings that are pending and they're not showing here. So there's something that's not linking properly. And if I was concerned about that, I would contact eCare. Oh, y'all are doing my heart well. Yes.
You didn't have to go in there and put those.
No.
No, they were pulled off the MLS.
Yes, under the settings, under your profile, you put in your MLS ID, and it links those emails to you through there. Okay? All right. The next tab on the main navigation bar is Clients. Okay? Kind of like Leads, I'm not going to spend much time here, because this is where the main Lead Street class is going to spend the bulk of their time, showing you how to build groups, classify your clients, put them into different drip campaigns, that kind of thing. So if you're interested in that, definitely go to the class. And for those of y'all who just came in, tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, the regional training staff is putting on a Lead Street class.
Are we in that same location we went to?
Yeah, it's far away. That's one reason I kind of do some of this in office, but there is no substitute. They're doing a 3-hour in-depth on it, and they're going to go much further than I am. So hopefully, if nothing else, this whets your appetite. You'll know where to get the meat and potatoes of it. Okay? Yeah. So I am going to pull the bar down all the way to the bottom, because there is a very important link at the bottom of this contacts page. This is where you would go to import your contacts, because most of you have a database somewhere now. Might be in Top Producer or your Yahoo account or Gmail or Excel, but that will walk you through the process of importing your contacts. And I will tell you, I use LeadStreet as my CRM. Somebody tell us what CRM stands for? That'll work. Customer Relationship Manager is typically what CRM, but that's exactly what it is, the contact manager. I have got Gmail, I could be using that. I've got Yahoo, I could use that. But I like the functionality within LeadStreet. And I do monthly mailings, hard copy mailings, and I manage all that through here. So I do believe in this as a contact manager. If you need help importing contacts, eCare, thank you. They will do that. They will actually take your current, they'll take over your computer, okay, and export from your current database, put it in a CSV, and then import into your LeadStreet. They're very, very helpful. And they don't charge very much. How much do they charge for that, Dana? Nothing. There we go. That's what we like. It's free. Okay, so here's where I'm excited to get to. I'm going to click on the Marketing tab right next to Clients. And then wait for it. Come on. There we go. It's trying. There are some really cool templates that you have available to you in LeadStreet that are going to auto-populate from your MLS data. Okay? Now, we looked at Design Center on Monday, and they have some functionality there to import from the MLS, but I really like it going right through LeadStreet. So here's where you do it. You go into the Marketing tab, and then, by the way, if you're into drip campaigns, you go into the default tab where it says Campaigns, My Campaigns. Here's where you set up your buyer campaign, seller campaign, new client campaign, on and on. There's just dozens of them, okay? Personally, I'm not into email drip campaigns. I have none of them turned on for my clients. And the reason for that is when I did that last year, I got a significant number of opt-outs. And that was highly offensive to me. I don't want my clients ever opting out of anything I send them, okay? And so I backed off and turned off all those campaigns. If I was marketing to people that I had no prior relationship with, okay, and I'm personally not, but that might be part of your business. You've got an online lead source, you're purchasing leads, maybe you're targeting a neighborhood or a demographic group, then I would not hesitate to use these campaigns, okay? Because if they opt out, who cares? You had nothing to begin with, okay? But I'm just doing sphere of influence marketing, and I don't want a friend turning me off, okay? Do you understand the distinction? So, but here are the campaigns, and they will show you in the LeadStreet class how to turn them on, assign clients to them. If you want to build your own custom campaigns, down here at the bottom, you'll have the ability to do that. You can determine frequency, content, number of mailings in the campaigns. So if there's, if you want to send out a first of the year notification to apply for your homestead to everybody who purchased a home from you this year, and then send them a reminder 21 days later, you can do all that right here, okay? And I don't think they would opt out of that. But campaigns, they go deep on that in the LeadStreet regional training class. What I want to show you are the next three. So I'm going to select postcards. At our regional owner and manager meeting last week, our regional team asked for feedback on Design Center that they could take to headquarters in Denver. And I said, here's my feedback. There's no blank templates in Design Center. They give us all this fancy stuff, but I just typically want a piece of paper that's mostly blank, so I can really customize it with what I want to say. And we have that here in LeadStreet. So we're under postcards, and you'll see we've got all kinds of options. They're not completely blank, but mostly. And you've got both the jumbo and the standard size. Some of these are just, seasonal pictures like spring. You've got flowers. Here's a patriotic series. Maybe do something around the 4th of July if you want to choose one of those. Home anniversary, miscellaneous, just pictures of clients or a welcome mat. Open house. This might be very helpful to you if you are going to either pass out or mail out open house invitations to the neighborhood, which is part of what we recommend in the open house boot camp about 3 days before. here would be a great place to create that. Okay. And I'm just going to open one and show you what it looks like. Here's a happy birthday. I'm going to preview it so you can see what it looks like. It looks like I got a little boxer. Is that a boxer? That's a bulldog. I don't know my dogs. That's a bulldog in a birthday hat. Hopefully that's a near St. Patty's Day because it's green. If you like that, well, let's say we like this red one. After a preview, just hit select. And this is how easy it is to customize. You just write in, you've got two giant text boxes, put in anything you want. You've got all your font choices, and you can insert links, change the format. Very, very customizable. And you'll see that it opens up in an email template. So you don't have to hard copy mail these postcards, which I think is pretty slick. And you can select, you can just type in manually, or you can select, you wouldn't want to send a happy birthday card to a group, but if you had like an open house card, you could email to a group. Even your sphere of influence within a certain zip code, you may want to invite them all to come to the open house or send somebody that they know is interested. Okay? If you don't want to email, there are print options. And I'm not seeing it here, but earlier when I previewed this, I actually printed one. Okay, so it has both electronic and print capability. Oh, because I'm under the email tab, that's why it's coming up that way. Okay? So I'm going to go back a screen to marketing. That light's getting warmer. Y'all feeling that, or is that just me? No. Yeah, if you would, a couple degrees. So that was postcards. Now I'm going to select flyers. This is where I go